Snaga. Snaga is one of the orcs in the band that captures Merry and Pippin and intends to take them to Isengard. He is characterized by his contentious and greedy nature, often squabbling with other orcs about whether to eat the hobbits. The internal conflict among the orcs, driven by their differing loyalties to Saruman and Sauron, culminates in a violent confrontation. Snaga meets his end in a particularly chaotic scene where the Uruk-hai and orcs argue over the fate of the hobbits. He is killed by Grishnakh, another orc, during this power struggle, illustrating the brutal and treacherous nature of orc society. Snaga's death not only reduces the number of Merry and Pippin's captors, but also emphasizes the disarray and conflict that plagues the evil forces, indirectly aiding in the hobbits' escape. Ugluk. Ugluk is a formidable Uruk-hai, an orc of great size and strength, created by Saruman. He is the leader of the group of Uruk-hai tasked with capturing Merry and Pippin and bringing them to Isengard. In Peter Jackson's film adaptation, Ugluk demonstrates strong leadership and ruthless efficiency. He is fiercely loyal to Saruman and determined to fulfill his mission despite numerous challenges, including internal disputes within his own ranks and the pursuit by Rohan's cavalry led by Eomer. Ugluk's end comes during a pivotal scene where Eomer and his company of Rohirrim ambush the Uruk-hai at the edge of Fangorn Forest. After a fierce battle, Ugluk is slain by Eomer himself. His death marks a crucial turning point for Merry and Pippin, who use the chaos of the battle to escape into Fangorn Forest, where they meet Treebeard the Ent. Mauhur. Mauhur is son of the Uruk-hai part of the contingent created by Saruman. In the narrative, Mauhur plays a significant role as a leader of a reinforcement group that attempts to aid Ugluk's band, which is tasked with bringing Merry and Pippin to Isengard. In Peter Jackson's film adaptation, Mauhur is involved in the ambush that aims to relieve Ugluk's beleaguered forces, who are under attack by the Rohirrim led by Eomer. This scene occurs near Fangorn Forest, where the Uruk-hai are trying to fend off the cavalry of Rohan to prevent the escape of the hobbits. Mauhur's presence is meant to add tension and expand on the capabilities of Saruman's forces, showing that the Uruk-hai are not only powerful warriors but also well-organized with strategic reinforcements. However, his specific fate isn't explicitly detailed in the films as it is for some other characters, and he presumably falls during the clash with the Rohirrim, as do most of the Uruk-hai, in that encounter. Lugdush. Lugdush is one of the Uruk-hai involved in the capture and transportation of Merry and Pippin from the battle at Amon Hen to Isengard. He is part of the group led by Ugluk, and his character contributes to the internal dynamics and conflicts among the orcs, which are marked by brutal disagreements and power struggles. Lugdush's specific role and fate are less detailed in the films compared to the books. In Peter Jackson's film adaptation, the Uruk-hai, including characters like Lugdush, are mostly portrayed in group scenes without individual distinction unless key to the plot. He likely meets his end during the skirmish with Eomer's Rohirrim near Fangorn Forest, a critical moment leading to the escape of Merry and Pippin. Grishnakh. Grishnakh is part of the group of orcs and Uruk-hai who capture Merry and Pippin at Amon Hen and is tasked with bringing them to Isengard. Grishnakh is distinguished from other orcs by his cleverness and treacherous nature. He is from Mordor and serves directly under Sauron, unlike the Uruk-hai who are loyal to Saruman. This allegiance causes tension and mistrust among the orcs, as Grishnakh has his own agenda to bring the hobbits to Sauron, believing they possess the One Ring. In the film adaptation directed by Peter Jackson, Grishnach's character is further developed to emphasize his sly and vicious traits. After the Uruk-hai are ambushed by Eomer's Rohirrim near Fangorn Forest, Grishnakh survives the initial attack and tries to flee with Merry and Pippin. However, his plan is thwarted when he is killed by Treebeard the Ent, or, depending on the version, by the hobbits themselves as they struggle to escape. His death marks a crucial turning point for Merry and Pippin, leading directly to their involvement with the Ents and the subsequent attack on Isengard. Theodred. Theodred is the only son of King Theoden of Rohan and the heir to the throne of the Rohirrim. Theodred is a brave and noble warrior, deeply committed to the defense of his kingdom against the growing threat of Saruman's forces. In the film adaptation directed by Peter Jackson, Theodred's role is expanded to highlight the tragic impact of Saruman's war on Rohan. Theodred is gravely wounded in a skirmish at the Fords of Isen, a strategic crossing attacked by Saruman's forces. This battle is critical as it represents the aggressive push by Saruman to weaken Rohan's defenses. Theodred is brought back to Edoras, the capital of Rohan, but succumbs to his wounds shortly thereafter. His death is a poignant moment in the story, deeply affecting King Theoden and contributing to his initial despair. It also motivates the people of Rohan to rally against Saruman, influencing key decisions about their defense and alliances. Theodred's death underscores the personal losses endured during the larger conflicts in Middle-earth and serves as a catalyst for the subsequent actions of key characters in Rohan. The Balrog. The Balrog is a demonic creature that dwells deep within the ancient dwarven kingdom of Moria. Balrogs are ancient beings who were once Maiar, spirits similar to Sauron and Gandalf, who fell into darkness, serving Morgoth, the first Dark Lord, during the First Age. The Balrog in Moria is awakened by the dwarves who delve too greedily and too deep into the earth in search of Mithril. In the film, the Fellowship encounters the Balrog as they try to cross the bridge of Khazad-dûm in Moria. Gandalf, understanding the grave threat the Balrog poses, confronts it to allow the rest of the Fellowship to escape. After proclaiming, "You shall not pass," Gandalf successfully shatters the bridge, causing the Balrog to fall into the abyss. However, as it falls, the Balrog ensnares Gandalf with its whip, dragging him down as well. Their fate remains unknown until Gandalf reappears in the second movie, The Two Towers, where the mage explains how their battle ended with both Gandalf and the Balrog plummeting into the depths of Moria, where they continue their fight until Gandalf ultimately slays the creature atop Ziraxigil, but not before the battle costs him his life as Gandalf the Grey, leading to his resurrection as Gandalf the White. Hama. Hama serves as the doorward of Meduseld, the Golden Hall at Edoras, and is a loyal captain in the King's Guard of Rohan. Hama is responsible for the safety and security of King Theoden and plays a crucial role in the governance of Rohan, especially during times of crisis. In the film adaptation directed by Peter Jackson, Hama is portrayed as a steadfast and courageous warrior, deeply committed to the well-being of Rohan and its king. His character is most notable for enforcing the rule that no weapons may be brought into the King's Hall, which leads to an important interaction with Gandalf, Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli when they arrive to aid Theoden. Hama's death occurs during the Battle of Helm's Deep, a significant event in the Two Towers. He is killed by the invading Uruk-hai forces, led by Saruman. His death is not only a personal loss to his friends and family, but also symbolizes the heavy toll the war is taking on Rohan. The loss of such a loyal and valiant warrior underscores the desperation and ferocity of the siege and serves to heighten the dramatic tension and emotional stakes of the battle. Haldir. Haldir is an elf of Lothlorien, known for his role as a march warden who guards the borders of the Elven realm. Haldir initially appears in the Fellowship of the Ring, where he guides the Fellowship through the woods of Lothlorien and to the Lady Galadriel and Lord Celeborn. In the film adaptation of The Two Towers, directed by Peter Jackson, Haldir's role is expanded significantly. He leads a contingent of Lorien elves to Helm's Deep to aid the people of Rohan against the forces of Saruman. This addition to the story is not found in Tolkien's original texts, but was introduced in the films to emphasize the unity and cooperation among the free peoples of Middle-earth against the rising threat of Sauron and his allies. During the intense and pivotal Battle of Helm's Deep, Haldir fights bravely alongside Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli, and the defenders of Rohan. Unfortunately, he is killed during the battle, his death marking a poignant moment of loss and sacrifice. Haldir's death highlights the stakes of the conflict and the heavy cost paid by all involved, reinforcing the themes of friendship and alliance that are central to the trilogy. His fall is mourned by his comrades, symbolizing the deep losses endured during the long fight against evil.